series of students who are preparing for CAT focused on algebra. Now, algebra, some people do find it difficult, and algebra the weightage has increased over a period of time. It was almost on par with arithmetic. And algebra plus arithmetic together form almost 70% of the paper, more than 70%. So it becomes extremely important. So if you look at the weightage of algebra over the last 4 years, it was 25.75 percentage. It's increased in CAT 24 to 37%, and in 25 it is around one third of the paper. So one third of the maths paper is algebra sort of. Little more than one third is arithmetic. So together they form 70% of the paper, 75%, and rest will be, as I said, your number systems, your modern maths, and various geometry. So topics in algebra which are important. So quadratic equation become the most important topic as far as algebra is concerned. Quite a few questions on quadratic. Post that you have linear equations and logarithms also become important. Modulus, though you can say it can be combined with quadratic or linear equation, also there are quite a few questions on modulus. So you need to be comfortable with these areas which are very important. So linear, which is quadratic equation, logarithms, and mod. Apart from that, there is higher order equation, inequalities, and functions. Functions, no the basic substitution type at least. So those are easy type of questions. The tougher ones you can decide how to go on approaching. Inequalities and higher order equation do come in the examination, but yes, the weightage will be slightly lesser than the other topics. But yes, these are the topics you need to work on as far as algebra is concerned. So if you're focusing on algebra, start with simple equations. I mean, try to solve a lot of sums on simple equations. You can get familiarity with variables and how to solve with variables. Okay, and then go to understand the various algebraic formulas. In some case, look at derivation. In other case, you may not. But yes, understand the various formulas and it's useful. And try to look at if you can put in a graphical format. Both a linear equation, quadratic equation, if you can put in the graphical format. So linear straight line, quadratic curved line. So know how to put it up. Sometimes it does help in the examination. If you just plot and you can solve it, it becomes easier. So practice application of various formulas. You know the formulas, look at where all formulas are applied and solve questions based on that. Solve past year questions to understand the type of questions they asked in the examination. Okay, practice questions on concepts that have come in the past. So you know what are the concepts that come in past CAT papers. Look at those concepts and practice questions on those type of questions as such. Okay, understanding formation of graph does help in solving CAT questions. Some of the questions you can just draw the diagram instead of solving it and you get the answer. Also in algebra, learn to substitute values because they are variables. In some of the questions, it's easier to substitute values and get the answer instead of solving the lengthy equations which are there. For inequalities, use the option. There's a concept called borderline case, etc. You can use the options. It becomes easier to solve than maybe solving the full questions. Also, keep revising the different formulas and methods because you need to know the formulas to get answers for the various questions. Thank you. We've been training students for 25 years, so fairly comfortable with the examination. We train for CAT and MBA Entrance Exam. We do have various courses for it. If you're interested, you can contact.